Hey guys, today I have swatches of the 9-0 Spring 2018 collection. There are 5 polishes here altogether. I only have 4 for the intro because I need to film the intro now, but I also wanted to tweak one of the colors, so they'll all be in the swatches, but for now I just have these 4. So these are going to be releasing, I'm going to do the release a little bit different this time. If you're unfamiliar with 9-0, it is my own brand. But I'm not going to do a pre-order this time, so I'm going to have them released at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm looking at a calendar here on March 23rd. So I will try to have a good amount in stock, but I'm not going to do a pre-order this time. If they sell out, I will restock, so nobody freak out. So anyway, 5 polishes altogether. I will link the 9-0 website down below, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Robin's Egg, and this is a kind of turquoise crelly base with gold shimmer and multi-chrome flakies. So this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. It does take 2 to build up. I'm hoping the gold shimmer will show up on camera. It's kind of hard for me to do swatches of my own polishes because I don't want to sit here and tell you like, oh my gosh, the greatest things ever because I made them. So it's just an awkward thing for me to show swatches of my own polishes. You can see there's this coat here is a little bit thicker than this coat. It's a little bit less sheer. I never can seem to get my coats consistent, but the formula on this one I think is pretty good. It's going on pretty well. So this one does cover completely in 2 coats. You can see on the other nails that it does dry a little bit dull. So you will want top coat to make it shiny, and it's going to help that gold shimmer stand out as well. And because these are little tiny flakies and not glitter, they shouldn't stick to the nail at all, but they might get stuck to the skin because flakies tend to do that. I should clarify, stick to the nail when you're removing it. They won't stick to the nail when you're removing the polish, but they might stick to the skin. So that is 2 coats of Robin's Egg. So while doing one crelly, I should probably move on to the next one. This is a white crelly with orange, hot pink, really pale yellow, a couple different shades of blue, and little black glitters in it. Okay, I don't like puns. This is called Spring-kles. I let my friend Amanda, I will link her channel down below, name this for me because I was really stuck on this one, and it's one of the first puns that she's ever thrown out for a polish name that I didn't completely hate. So this is Spring-kles. Now this is a white crelly, so it is going to be sheer. It's going to take 2 or 3 coats to build up, just depending on your preference. I'm probably going to end up doing 3. And with crellies like this, it can take a little bit of manipulation to get the glitters spread out evenly on the nail. At least on the first coat, especially for me in these swatch videos, I don't use base coat. But then after the first coat, the polish can stick to itself. I think the formula is pretty good on this one. So this one does start to build up in 2 coats. For me, I like this better in 3. I don't think it's super sheer in 2, but I still like to add that 3rd coat and just make the base a little bit more white. I can't make out a super clear nail line on the 2nd coat, but if I look, I can kind of tell where it is, so it makes me want a 3rd. When this dries, it is going to be a bit textured because that glitter is going to sit higher than the polish base itself, so you will want top coat to smooth that out. So this one does cover completely in 3 coats. I do feel like it dried a little bit more sheer after that 2nd coat, which helps me feel a little bit more justified in my decision for a 3rd. You can see that it's a lot more white. And these little glitters that are in here will probably stick to the nail when you're removing it, so you do want to maybe use a peel-off base coat, or if you're fine with scrubbing, then you're going to have to scrub a little bit. So that is 3 coats of Spring-kles. The next polish is called Budding. Budding like the trees are getting buds on them because the leaves are growing, that kind of budding. And this is a kind of lime green holographic with a gold flash to it. I mean, it's not like neon lime green, but it definitely has that lime-ish tone to it. This one is a bit sheer on that first coat. It's made up of little tiny green flakies rather than just like a solid color. And I think the formula is pretty good on this one as well. So you can still see a little bit of nail line here on that 2nd coat. So I will go back and do a 3rd here. It was a toss-up. I didn't want this to be too thick from having a ton of flakies in it. but I also wanted it to be opaque, so it's kind of an in-between thing. I settled for this version because I just felt with more flakies in it to boost up the opacity, it just came off a little too thick. You might be able to get away with 2 on this, but I think you're more likely going to need 3. So this one does cover completely in 3 coats. And hopefully that gold shimmer stands out well on camera because it's standing out pretty well in person. My lights might actually block it out a little bit. And this one dries smooth and should not be difficult to remove. So that is 3 coats of budding. The next polish is called Cottontail, and this is a light pink kind of foil metallic. This has those reflective silver flakies in it that give it the foil metallic finish, so it is very, very shiny. I can still see my nail line there on the first coat. And again, I think the formula is pretty good. So this one does cover completely in 2 coats. Saying that though, I can see where you might need 3 if you do thinner coats than I do, or if you have really white nail line. And this is very, very reflective. You won't have to scrub it off the nail because those little flakies will lay flat, but they are probably going to stick to the skin pretty well. So that is 2 coats of Cottontail. And the last polish is a glitter topper, which I'm really excited about because I miss these a lot. And this is actually the same glitter that's in Spring-kles, but with the addition of some little scattered holographic, little itty bitty tiny microflakes. And I wanted to layer this over a color that wasn't going to hide any of the glitters that are in it. So I went with KL Polish Miss Kensington from the Spring 2018 collection from KL Polish. That way I can get another swatch out of the way. Actually, now that I think about it, this might hide that light blue. Hopefully this is dry enough. So here is 1 coat. It does take a little bit of manipulation to get those glitters spread out evenly. And I do really like this with the addition of those little holographic flakes in there. And this is a glitter, so it is going to dry a bit textured. You will want a top coat over this, and those glitters are going to stick to the nail on removal. So that is 1 coat of blossoms. So I don't like picking favorites for my own collections. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time I feel like I can't do it. So that is the 90 Spring 2018 collection. Again, those are releasing at 11 a.m. Eastern time on March 23rd. I will link the website down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.